Hey everybody, it is Travis from the Royalty Holding Token team. Uh, Time to give an update. I do apologize for my long absence here. There's a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. We moved, just a lot of stuff. I changed jobs. I think I'm finally at the point where I can settle down a little bit and focus on what we need to do. Um, but I think I don't have everything 100% done because I'm kind of right at the end of the month, and usually I do all my books at the very end of the month. But I do have some time today, and I wanted to just make sure that this video actually got done since I've been so absent from you guys. And it's not that I haven't been thinking about RHT or the token or the company or anything like that. It's just that this isn't my full-time job. It doesn't pay my bills. I hope one day it does, but just reality being what it is, I need to focus on working, providing for my family, and then this is kind of on the back burner until I can make it work 100%. So, with that being said, let's start out, as always, with the chart. We had quite a swing here. Easter, 89% swing just on Easter. And then look at this, 16%, 42%, 10%, 15. I mean, I'm just doing math in my head, but I mean, the price must have shot up 300% over the course of a couple days, and then now it's settled back down. Obviously we had that 40% decline, then 95% up in one day. I mean, the trading of this token is like such a selling point to me. It's like, if they don't care about holding the token, that's fine. Let them trade it. Let them blow it up 300% and then back down 40%. And then all of us that are actually holding our tokens, we get the royalty payments when they're available. We get all that benefit. So, and the more that we trade, the more tax is generated, which we can put into the fund to do covered calls and all that stuff. So I think this is just like a huge selling point. Obviously, a lot of traders are kind of turned off by the low liquidity, but I mean, there's 87 million out of the 100 million held in the corporate wallet. That's not going anywhere. I own 4 million in my personal. I haven't traded a single penny of that. I mean, realistically, in the actual float, the public float, there's probably 5 million or less. I mean, somebody could make a lot of money just trading back and forth on this thing, and so could we. So I think if we just kind of try to advertise it as like, just show what this chart can do. It's pretty wild. Let's see. Tokenomics. And I still haven't quite figured this out, but there is burning happening with the RHT token, and I honestly have no idea how it's even possible because burning is not part of it's not even part of the code, so I'm not sure how burning is happening. My theory is that when somebody is selling back and forth and there's like taxes being generated and stuff, there must be just like a really tiny fraction of a token that the code just doesn't know what to do with and it just sends it to a burn wallet. I don't know. I mean, with all the trading that's occurred, we've only burnt 2,000 tokens, but I I mean, that's with like hundreds of millions of tokens changing hands, so it's a very, very, very small amount of burn, but with how few tokens are there, it's significant. So let's move on to, let's go to the ad mob first. So Bricksbuster Android, let's see. Yeah, previous 7 days is fine. Bricksbuster Android, I don't know why, but it like said that ads were banned or something on the Android version of Bricksbuster. So this has been doing very little, and obviously with this game not being updated in what, 3 years now, obviously that's not really doing a whole lot for us either. So, and to me, honestly, like the mobile games, yeah, it's easy passive money, but I don't feel like it's worth it for us to put any money into buying more games or developing new games or anything like that. I feel like if we're going to do anything, we got to get the covered call wallet or brokerage account going again. And I think after you see what the Hudson Meat Company is doing, you can see that it's not very far off. It's maybe like 6 months until we can start to really hit that covered call thing again. The AdSense, this is the Hudson Meat Company website and the Royalty Holding Token website. Today it's generated 32 cents. Yesterday was 20 cents. So far this month it's $2. You know, not really a whole lot, but every penny does count. So that's cool. Our CD Baby, our music royalties, they've been doing pretty well. You know, obviously there's a payment of $298 recently. Let's see if I can view all here. I don't really go in here a whole lot. I don't know how the website functions completely. So if we can go back to the beginning of the year, you know, every few days there's something being put in here. You know, $19 on the 3rd, on the 6th we actually had a payment. Penny here, $3 there, 30 cents here. You know, it all adds up. And then every once in a while we get a big payment from like YouTube or Spotify. Or the really big ones are actually, what do they call it? Quarterly. I think it's, yeah, this one right here is the big one. CD Baby Publishing Royalty. And I think that's a quarterly payment. And I'm not really 100% sure what that even all entails. Because if you click on the details, it's like very nondescript on what's actually happening there. So I'm sure if I dug around enough in it, we could figure it out. But all I know is the money's coming in. It's awesome. So, you know, we got YouTube, Tidal, Amazon, Sound Exchange. So I guess this year I'd like to add a few more music things to this portfolio, get that going again, since that doesn't really require a whole lot of money. And then I'd like to develop that brokerage account again. That's going to be the big thing that really starts getting some money coming in for us. So let's start diving into the Hudson Meat Company now. That is the bulk of the Royalty Holding Tokens revenue at this point. So I already broke this down from the 1st of January to today. And let's see, what's the best way to show this to you guys? So these are all, there's 3 pages of this. So there's been $91,990 worth of revenue. $85,021 has actually been paid in. So that means we do have some money out there yet. and I'll show you. We have 7 unpaid invoices at this point, which isn't bad. I mean, I've been up as high as 15 unpaid invoices. So we are owed $7,215 at this point. So you can see there's a lot of, let's see what I can do. So these are all the customers, and I don't know if all of these are like people that have ordered this year, or if this is just everybody in general. But you can see like these guys are definitely our biggest customer. And then it's just a lot of like $100 here. This is a nice customer. This is a brand new customer. Kate's Coffee Coop. Jake's on the Lake is a good one. So obviously it goes without saying, don't contact any of these people. None of these people know about Royalty Holding Token. It's not going to do us any good. So this is from, I think, September of last year, or October. $162,000 has come in. $162,000 has been paid. And I'm not sure what this is. 246. It might have been a credit somewhere along the line. I'm not sure why that's not even, but so every week I devote a couple hours to developing some new customers. I do have a new grocery store about an hour north of where I live that is going to start probably in 2 weeks here. They're going to start off with just ordering seafood, but it's a lot of seafood. Like their first order is like over $10,000. So should be a really good customer if I can keep them happy. Let's go to a Hudson Meat Company. This is last year. So you can see last year, Amazon 29,000, retail 12,000. So this is like people that I go to their house and deliver. You know, a lot of these people, they're ordering 10 pounds of hamburger at a time, or oh, excuse me, or 1 piece of ribeye or whatever. So I haven't really devoted a whole lot of time to developing this retail side of it, just because, to be honest, there's not a whole lot of money. But what's nice is that a lot of times, like, if I'm going to a place that's a half hour from me, a lot of times I can develop a retail customer. And then that way when I'm making those trips each time, sometimes I can stop at that retail customer too and make some extra money. The wholesale side of it was $104,000 last year for a total of $146,000. We had a lot of expenses last year. A lot of it was, getting the vehicle. A lot of it was Amazon was a huge chunk of money. We had some repairs last year. We have some returns last year. So I simplified everything going into 2025 that I'll show you guys here shortly. So this is the big thing right here. So we had $146,000 worth of sales, but I spent $149,450 just on product. So we actually lost money right off the bat. We were actually taking in less money than we were spending just to get the product. So a lot of this was due to us giving out samples, us developing relationships, giving really good terms off the bat, giving really good prices off the bat, just to kind of develop everything. Amazon expenses were huge, $13,000, which is like almost 50%. It's like 40% of what we even brought in from Amazon, which is crazy. Shipping supplies were $3,000. So we ended up spending $170,802 just to have the company exist. So last year we had a loss of $26,000. So where did this money come from? A lot of this money was my own personal money that I put into it. I wiped out the Royalty Holding Token brokerage account to make this work. There's a lot of sacrifice last year that had to happen in order to get to where we are right now. And I will show you the 2025 numbers so far this year. So, as you can see, January was 17,000, February 20,000, March was 31,000, and so far this month, and I don't think I have any checks coming in, so far this month we're at 24,000, and that's probably about where it'll end. As you can see, our income and our cost of goods is much healthier than it was the year before. We've taken in $93,000, we've spent $88,000, and also, one thing to keep in mind, this $93,000 does not include that $7,000 I told you before that we are currently owed. So we are actually, once we get paid, the invoices out right now are actually put us over $100,000, which 2024 we are already almost at what we did all year last year, and we're just getting into May. So we are actually on track to do $277,000 this year if sales stay the same. If I don't develop any new relationships, if I don't do anything else, just what we have right now, we're on track to do $277,000, which is almost double what we did the year before. The difference between 2024 and 2025 is that the Hudson Meat Company is much, much healthier financially. Obviously, we still have that $26,000 hole we have to fill, but January we had a loss of $2,000. February we made $900. March we made $3,700, and April it looks like we're gonna make about $500. So we could even go further into this, like I just have it automatically that 1% goes to vehicle maintenance and 1% goes to fuel. Did I spend $316 on fuel? Maybe. It'd be pretty close. I probably spent about $200. So, I mean, if we really wanted to get these numbers super, super dialed in, we could do that, and maybe I'll have enough time now that my life's kind of settled down to actually do that. So with if we add that $7,000 into here, we'd be at $10,000 profit for the year, which would be about 11% profit margins and net profit margin, which if you're looking at a wholesale company, like if you go and look at the books for like Unify or Super Value, or trying to think of any other big food distributors that are public, but I know Unify for sure. Unify's public. If you look at their margins, their net profit margins, it's about 9 or 10% on the bottom line. So I think if we just keep things really simple, develop new relationships, maybe try to get over 300,000 this year. Maybe that should be our goal, is 300,000. I could definitely see it being a pretty substantial income for a Royalty Holding Token. If, like, let's say we do 300,000, our net we keep at 9 or 10%, that's $30,000 profit that we can split up amongst the tokens, or put it into our brokerage account and develop money based on that. Like I said, I don't have anything in the brokerage account. We had to empty it out to make this Hudson Meat Company go, but now that it's kind of funding itself, and I'm actually finding myself with a little extra money every month, let's start building up that brokerage account again. And I want to reward you guys that have followed me for this whole time. I mean, it takes a lot of faith to keep up to date with this token. You've never met me, you've never seen my face even. So I do want to reward you guys for having all that faith in me, but first things first, we have to take care of that $26,000 hole that we had last year. And I'm not worried about, like, I'm not going to pay out any money until that $26,000 is filled. No. What I'm saying is, like, when I don't feel the financial stress of that 26,000 anymore, then I'll start paying out again. And I'm thinking it could be in the next month or two. Because, like I said, every month now I'm finding myself with a little extra money because Hudson Meat Company is taking care of itself, which is huge. I mean, if you look at these numbers last year, I mean, January of this year, I was like, man, is this gonna work? I just don't know. I mean, losing $26,000 on something is a tough pill to swallow. But now that we've actually got some money coming in, I'm a little more excited about it. I really want to develop this into something bigger. My goal was $1 million a year. Once we hit that $1 million a year, it's like there's so much more opportunity with like loans and just a lot of different stuff we can do. So obviously we're not going to get there this year. I mean, it would be freaking amazing if we did, but realistically, like, we're going to be between 250 and 300, I would say, which is admirable for being a startup, I think. So let's start at let's look at the RHT weekly dividend. So this is 2024 year end. So we did 154,100 in total revenue. That was like music royalties, everything put together. Spent 170,802. So our net loss last year was 16,702. Isn't terrible. Obviously that's like $10,000 less than that 26,000. So we're making some strides to getting everything whole again. I don't have the April numbers yet, but we're up to March. And you can see, like, we lost 1,800, then we made 1,100, and then we made 4,100 last month. Sorry. So let's just all strive to getting our community built up again. If we could just really get trading going on that token, I mean, we could put that money to work. We could be making covered call premiums like you wouldn't believe if we could do like a $10,000 volume day. That's put a couple $100 a day into the brokerage account. We'd be sitting really good in a year. So yeah, that's the update. And I think I've said everything I need to say. I just really wanted to get this out while I had time. It does take me a while to sit down, do the video, kind of put it all together. We're at 24 minutes in, and if you've made it this far, just know that I am trying my best every single day with RHT to really do some good with this token. I really still believe in this token, and I really want to see it be successful. So, yeah, thanks guys, and I will see you next time.